Well, hey guys, it is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's so great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. By the way, we are on a brand new platform. We are testing a new one out. Hopefully, we'll be with this one for a while. Has been some bugs with it, but we're hoping that they will fix it. It's been a lot of, touch and go. This company actually is out of Finland, but they have support all around the world. The only problem is a lot of the support team, even though they're nice, unfortunately, they're not very well versed in every area of podcasting or commercial streaming. So not sure if we're going to stay with them. The hiccups on my laptop, as I told you, I have the P16 Gen 1. I'm waiting for the Gen 3 to come out, because the Lenovo P1 G7 was an absolute disaster. I'll be posting some videos about that and maybe doing a live. Just ordered my brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max, 17 Pro Max, excuse me. But welcome everyone to the show. Let me go grab my water. As you know, I always do that. So I have my RO water here. It's delicious and yummy. Love having my RO water because it actually makes things really good. Keeps my throat moist and able to talk really well. But, I want to invite everyone here to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com after the show is over. And I also want to let you guys know the master topic for the week. So the master topic, well, it just kicked off tonight. Brand new master topic, everyone. Are you ready for it? It's a really good one. We're on Series 4. We're on show number, yes, guys, you ready? Show number 38. Small steps, big change. All right, guys. So if this is your first time here, I want to say welcome. If you've come back many, many times, I want to say welcome back. It's always great to have you here on the Inspirations for Your Life show. Thank you so much for being here. And without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and just kick this show up. But before we do that, I want to invite you to get yourself some water, get yourself a snack, whether that's a piece of fruit, maybe that's some nuts, whether that's something sweet or something tart, whatever it is, feel free to get that and come on back to the show so we can kick this off. All right, everyone. So welcome, a big welcome to everyone to Inspirations for Your Life. I'm John C. Morley, in case you didn't know, serial entrepreneur, engineer, marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, and a podcast coach. As a lifelong learner and creator, I'm here to help elevate you, your mindset, and help you realize the extraordinary things you can do every single day by those changes. So each week, we journey through powerful insights designed to shed, the excess in your life so you can truly find yourself and step into your best potential. So let's kick this off, everyone. Number 1, space gives clarity. In a world overflowing with distractions, creating space, whether in your environment, schedule, or your mind, it's a radical act. And when you strip away the non-essential, you reveal what's most important. Like, peeling the layers of an onion away, right, till you get to the core. This newfound clarity becomes, your compass, helping you make decisions with confidence and operate from a place of focus and pure, true intention. Number 2, guys, getting rid of clutter means getting rid of stress. Yes. Clutter accumulates slowly, both physically in our living spaces and mentally in our thoughts. Over time, it builds a silent pressure. When you begin to declutter, you're not just tidying up, you're actively releasing anxiety and tension. Each item or thought, is important, but letting go is a weighted lift. And it's an opening, a pathway to peace and, of course, productivity. And I know that sounds hard, but guys, it's the truth. Number 3, what you own isn't who you are. Our society often equates possessions with identity. But when you look beyond what you own, You discover your true core values, your personality, and your dreams. You see, true self-worth comes from within us, not from your belongings. Nothing wrong with belongings, but remember, our core values of who we are, the person we are, comes from within us. The process of letting go unveils the authentic you, the unhindered, unhampered you, getting rid of the labels, as we talked about before, you may have collected. And we talked about in the last show how to get rid of those labels. Number 4, freedom starts when you choose to let go. Yeah. Holding on to excess, be it material stuff, old habits, or limiting beliefs, can keep you stuck forever. But the moment you intentionally choose, remember it's a choice, to release what no longer serves you, well, you'll experience true freedom. This freedom is empowering, allowing you to step boldly into new opportunities without the baggage of the past. It's important to understand. Number 5, guys, discover what really matters to you. Elimination is a powerful tool for revelation. As you remove the unnecessary, well, you're left with what's truly significant. It might be nurturing relationships, pursuing meaningful work, or seeking peace. This clarity ensures that your energy and efforts align with your genuine passions and life purpose. Number 6, guys, less distraction, more intention. It's all too easy to get swept up by daily distractions. But when you consciously reduce these interruptions, you gain the ability to act with intention, pure purpose. Every moment becomes purposeful, every action deliberate. You'll notice greater achievements, deeper satisfaction, and a more fulfilling daily life when you start to do this. Number 7, guys, only keep what makes you better. It's time to curate your existence. So hold on fiercely to those things that only are important to you. Only those things like habits and people that help you grow are what should stay with you. Anything that drags you down or stalls your progress has no place in your journey. And that's important, guys. This selectivity process is the foundation for lasting self-improvement and fulfillment of success. Number 8, guys, memories aren't stored in stuff. We all treasure items thinking they hold our memories. The truth is, most precious recollections live in, right here, your mind and your heart. Letting go of physical items doesn't erase the past. It makes room for new experiences and greater appreciation of cherished moments. Number 9, guys, the best, more, is time and peace. Society tells us to chase more money, more things, more busyness. But the deepest riches are found in the time for yourself and the moments of quiet peace. These are the true resources that allow creativity to flourish, relationships to deepen and become stronger, and a life of quality to unfold. Number 10, guys, learn how to find the beauty in simplicity. Simplicity isn't about living with nothing. It's about living purposely with just enough. In simplicity, beauty becomes more evident, gratitude grows, and small joys shine brighter. I don't mean that you have to not have anything. You can have as much as you want, but it's having a mindset that you are enough. These things might complement or help your life, but you are enough right now. All these things can help make your life simpler and better, but it also can help other people have a better life too. You'll discover that a life with less can actually be a life with so much more. And I don't necessarily mean less possessions. I mean less stress. I mean less attachment to things, less commitments. Number 11, guys, make room for what you love. I know so many people in life They're like, oh, I wish I had time for that, because they got stuck in doing things that they didn't want to do. When you learn how to declutter, you open up literal and figurative space for the things and people you're passionate about. Whether it's a new hobby, a project, or relationship, making room ensures your most valued pursuits have the place and energy to bloom. So why not give that an opportunity, guys? Number 12, say goodbye to things that are holding you back. Sometimes growth means letting go of what's familiar, but limiting unhelpful routines, outdated commitments, or self-doubt. By saying goodbye to what restrains you, you gain the freedom to chase new milestones and live a life that's truly your own. I think a lot of people, I think they get caught in this predicament of life where they don't know what to do, they don't know what to say, and they're hoping that by collecting more stuff, they're going to find it. So again, there's nothing wrong with stuff, okay? Nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to get stuff to find your purpose, then you need to listen up. Adding things on once you found your purpose is great, but I don't want you to think that those things are a replacement for the core of who you are, what you stand for in your life. I think everyone in life understands the meaning that we talked about today, and that's a very, very important meaning. The meaning of something that we talked about in the very, very beginning of the show. Small steps, big change. That's our master topic for the week. You see, you don't have to worry about reinventing the wheel, right? You don't have to start from scratch. You can start from wherever you are. You can take something and build upon it. Some of the best patents today in the world actually come from taking something and then just changing one or two things, and then it's a completely new patent in life. I think those are really precious things. And sometimes, we try to chase things because we haven't given, the faith in ourselves that we deserve. We talked about space giving clarity, right? When you have a desk, and maybe that desk is so cluttered with junk, right? The minute you start to clear it up, you work better. You're more creative. You know what else happens? You actually start to change the way you do things. It becomes easier, it becomes fun. Getting rid of clutter, again, it's not just about tidying up the space, but it's about tidying up your mind. And so some people say to me, John, I have this car, I have this Ferrari, I have this Porsche. That isn't them. They're enjoying it, but that's not what makes them them. This is important to really understand. Freedom shortcuts. Well, it starts when you let go. There really is no shortcut. What really matters to you every day? If you can't figure out what matters to you, I would invite you to sit down and brainstorm about this. Less distraction, more intention. So there's a word, guys, I want to break down. I want to go to our friends at Merriam-Webster, and I want to break down the word intention, because I think that's a word I use a lot, but I want to make sure that everyone here knows what I mean by this, because the word intention sounds great, right? But what does it really mean? Well, it's a noun. What one intends to do or bring about. The object for which a prayer, mass, or pious act is offered. A determination or act in a way, a resolve. Intentions, the purpose with respect to something else. Significance, a process or manner of healing incised wounds. A concept considered as the product of intention directed to an object of knowledge. And I think those are, very, very important things to realize, that what we do, our knowledge, what we're working toward. You see, that's what makes things a very, very important thing in our life. And if we can't understand that, then how can we ever transcend from part A to part B? We can't, guys. We can't transcend. And so what I want to tell you is that when I'm talking about intention, I'm talking about something you don't just do today. You don't just do it tomorrow or this week. You do it forever. It becomes a new diet in your life. And I think a lot of people think that intention is something they do for the moment. Intention's not a vacation, guys. Intention is a way of life. Doing things, living a purposeful, meaningful life. When you have an intention to do something, you have a core reason, a core value to why it's going to get, or maybe more than one. And when I said that memories aren't stored in stuff, I know we say that memories are stored in pictures, and all that is true, but really the true memories are stored right here in your mind, right here in your heart, not in the stuff. The best more is the time and peace. I think when we can understand that we can get more out of life by understanding time and peace and maximizing that, that's pretty powerful. I know a lot of people don't like to say the words goodbye. No, they don't. I think the reason that we say this is because we're kind of torn between two things. Okay? And I know that these are very important things for you to understand, but they might not necessarily get you to be where you want to be tomorrow. Understanding time, understanding peace, understanding how these come together, understanding how to get rid of things in your life. What do I mean by get rid of things? Well, maybe you're doing something all the time. Maybe it's something you don't like. I remember talking to somebody who was working at a store, and he was on his break, and I said to him, I said, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing." He's like, "I just hate this." I said, "What do you hate?" He's like, "I just hate doing the same thing over and over again." He's like, "And I have to do it. It's like part of my job." And I said to him, "Well, if you don't like what you're doing, maybe you should quit your job and get another job." "Well, I don't want to do that." "Well, then how serious are you about it bothering you?" He's like, it just really just wastes my time. You should look for something else. See, some people feel that they're not going to find something else. You are good enough to find something else. See, those are key things, guys. They're not things that are going to happen like just tomorrow, right? I think when we think about these things in life, sometimes, let's say, bamboozled or sidetracked because something else happened, okay? And you might be saying, "John, the reason this is happening to me is because I just don't feel like it. I don't feel the right way. It's like I'm going through the motions, but I'm not enjoying it." You probably remember something like that, right? Maybe you were getting ready to help somebody at the party and your heart was not really in the party. You're just going through the motions. There could have been many reasons why, that was happening that way. But the question is this something that is just a day thing, or is it something that maybe is holding you back just for, let's say, a temporary period of time? I think those are very important things to realize. When we think about stepping away, right, from more about being authentic in our lives. And we talk a lot about decluttering. I'm trying to get you to go inward to your purpose, to the reason that you get up every day. I had a a person asked me, it was not too long ago, maybe a year ago, I was at a networking event. And he said to me, John, he says, I have a question for you. I said, sure. He says, what gets you out of bed every morning? I said, excuse me? He says, what motivates you to get up every day? And I had to think. I said, well, I love life. He's like, yeah, but what is it? I said, well, being a keynote speaker, I love motivating people and getting people. I love the ability to be able to manifest and create things out of nothing and create those wow moments, but to do it with pure authenticity. You see, a lot of people in our world, this isn't nice to say, but they operate on the concept that they will do things on a signature or a handshake. But when push comes to shove, and you go back and they haven't really signed something and it's like a handshake or it's a verbal, they try to weasel out of what they, well, committed to. And because it wasn't signed, they figure, well, it's not legal. Or they put other scapegoats in the way or other team players in the way to try to, let's say, diffuse the situation. When they're the ones that were being disrespectful and dishonest to you. I'm not going to tell you there's a lot of people that do that, but there are some. I wish our world would operate on a handshake. I know I do that with some clients, but there's some clients you can't trust them on a handshake. You have to be able to do something more formal, like a contract. I think most people want to be good in this world. But when a push comes to shove, they look for excuses to why they don't have to fulfill that commitment. Oh, business got slow or we changed our way. That's not fair to somebody that you verbally committed to, even though it wasn't a signature. It was a verbal commitment. And maybe it was just an invoice. And they said, give us time to pay it. But then they decided they didn't want to do more work. Is that really fair to you as the vendor? I don't think so. What if you were to flip the shoes and you did that to your client and they were the vendor and you decided to pull the wool over their eyes saying, oh, I don't want to do this? That'd be wrong. That would be so wrong, especially when you have taken the time to price something on a quantity basis, given the fact that you're going to get the rest of the work. I mean, that's just so low below the belt. I can't even explain it, guys. But there are people in this world that do this. When we think about purposeful living, you guys know I love to hike. I've been hiking since I became an Eagle Scout, even before. Taking a 3-4 hour hike every weekend. Meditating. Working on manifestation challenges. Studying my homework. Getting excited about the information in my class. Overlearning. Learning more than I need to so the information that I have, let's say, started to learn sticks better. You might say, John, that's crazy. No, I love learning. I love knowing that when the class is over, that information is mine and no one's going to take it from me because I have chosen to make that part of who I am. And that I can share that knowledge with other people. I think that makes life so dynamic. It makes life fun. But when we think about the case of this whole concept of this whole week we're talking about, which, again, we're going to be unpacking this all week long, guys. Small steps, big change. Everyone I know wants to make a gigantic step, a gigantic impact. And they want to do it all at once. They never would take small steps. They want the big change. They try to make the big change. You know what happens? They fall on their face. Rather than take an approach of being consistent. I recently adopted a new change. I'm working on a new book. And as of October 1st, every day I'm writing one page of my book. Just one page. I think when we can break things down into small steps, right? Micro projects, mini goals, mini aspirations, and we get the feeling from that little reward, we want to go further. Not because we have to, but because we want to, we feel it. You live your dreams not because of someone else. You live your dreams because of you, because of what you want, because of what you feel, because of the passion that is in your heart. The difference between a serial entrepreneur and just a regular person that's working in business, they don't have the same passion. And the reason they don't have the same passion is because that business doesn't belong to them. So they figure, why should I invest my blood, sweat, and tears? Why should I invest that? It's not going to be mine anyway. But that's the reason the serial entrepreneurs get to really rack the game, because really there's no limit to what we can do. As an employee in a business, you're limited to what you can do, to what you can't do. And so thinking about this entire week, we're going to have fun this week. Small steps, big changes. Series 4, Show 38, Episode 1. What's one small step? I gave you one that I'm making on October 1st. I'm going to be starting my book every day. And one of the things I'm going to be doing, keeping myself accountable, is I'm going to be sharing with you how my progress is going with the book. So it's not that I'm just doing it. I'm literally telling all my viewers that I'm working on this book. And when it comes out, we're going to celebrate together. What small change could you make? I don't know. Maybe it's changing your diet. Maybe it's something small. Maybe it's incorporating a 15 or 20-minute walk every day, right? Maybe it's coming off soda. Maybe it's stop smoking. It's a lot of different things. I think these are the things we have to realize. If we can start small with these tiny steps, we can make amazing progress, more than we thought was ever possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. Be sure to check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more of my amazing, of course, inspiring creations. I'm going to catch you guys real soon. Have yourself a great rest of your day or a great evening. Be well, everyone.